Hey you guys, today we're going to be looking at the final Xehanort fight in Kingdom Hearts 3. At some point I do want to take a look at the Remind Xehanort fight, but that'll have to wait for another time. This fight is separated into two phases. All of the attacks are honestly pretty simple, so this will probably be a short video. In the first phase, Xehanort mainly uses physical attacks against you. There are three variations of attacks he will use. The first is an incredibly fast 5-hit combo. One of the attacks will launch Sora into the air, setting him up to be slammed back down to the ground with the last hit. The second variation is a set of teleporting attacks. Xehanort will dash towards you for the first hit before teleporting and slashing at you 3 times. The upper slashes will hit you into the air. Occasionally Xehanort will do 2 slashes to open this attack instead of 1. The last variation has Xehanort teleporting and dashing at you 3 times. The only other attack I've seen in this phase is this Magic Barrage. Xehanort throws his Keyblade at you, casting blizzards, fires, and thunders at you. Blocking this will throw the Keyblade back at him. And that is really it for the first phase. There are a couple of cool things though in this area that I wanted to point out before we move on. On either side of the arena is this plaque that looks to have a Keyblade beneath the heart. These 2 E's right above it though were Keyblades on this plaque in the classroom. So maybe there are 3 Keyblades in this? Anyways, I feel like this is an odd thing to take the time to model, so I'm sure there's some kind of meaning to it. The floor of this arena was also pretty interesting. There's a checkerboard aesthetic in the circle, and there are 7 points as well as scala numbers numbering up to 7. After damaging Xehanort enough, he will rise above the arena and summon magic circles to raise Sora into the sky. As they rise into the air, Xehanort again summons Kingdom Hearts, though this one is yellow still rather than the dark Kingdom Hearts we saw in the Keyblade Graveyard. Judging from the Remind scenario cutscenes though, we see that both Kingdom Hearts are still summoned. So does that mean that this isn't actually the real Kingdom Hearts? Or can just multiple Kingdom Hearts be summoned at the same time? Or is this a dream so it's a different realm than the real realm? I don't know. Anyways, Xehanort moves in front of Kingdom Hearts before turning around to face Sora. At the start of the fight, Xehanort will shoot down dark fires at you. I've pointed this out before in the data battle breakdown, but this is similar to the dark fires summoned in previous games. Alongside this, Xehanort will use his Za Magic Barrage from the last phase. Xehanort will do 2 physical attacks against you. The first attack is a set of teleporting dash attacks. Xehanort will switch between attacking you and attacking your party. Xehanort will attack you twice, then attack your party. He'll dash towards you and then your party another time before attacking you twice more. After this, he will teleport away, waiting for a second before dashing towards you and striking at you before doing 3 teleporting attacks. The other attack is a set of 4 teleporting dashes that only target Sora. After dealing enough damage, Xehanort will move on to his ultimate attack. The first part of the attack shows Xehanort throwing his Keyblade into the air as rays of light come down around the arena like a cage. Sora's light is stolen from him, causing him to go into rage form. Pillars of light appear on the center before they start to circle outwards in sets of 4. As these spin outwards, Xehanort appears in the middle before dashing towards Sora. He can do a number of different attacks from his previous phases. For some of his attacks where he slashes at you, rings of energy will shoot out from his Keyblade. He can also teleport into the center and shoot out 2 waves of light. Being too close to the center will shoot out a wave of energy as well. When you land hits on Xehanort, he will drop light, and when enough is gathered, a command called Return to the Light appears. This shows Sora flipping backwards before dashing through Xehanort 7 times. He then flips into the air before tendrils of darkness shoot out of him. He does one final thrust down through Xehanort and hits the ground, causing an explosion. As the screen fades back in, we can see that the arena has changed. The nobody chairs rise around a darkened arena, and Xehanort's ghost symbol glows red in the middle. A shadow Xehanort looks down from the tallest chair before the attack starts. You can see flashes of darkness appear from the other chairs before Xehanort's shadows all fly towards you to strike. These shadows all use the no-name Keyblade. After all of them strike, Xehanort summons a cannon to shoot at you. This is different than the data battle cannons, as this is just 2 spinning rings with the Kingdom Keys spinning around them. A beam of darkness shoots towards you as more shadows fly to strike you. Cannons continue to spawn as more shadows appear to strike you. At the end of the attack, 3 cannons are spawned before a giant one is summoned that shoots a beam of light at you. You can actually see 2 giant Kingdom Keys for a split second before the beam is shot out. The background moves during the attack and slowly changes to a red color during this. And that is really it for the second phase. I do want to take a minute though to look at the magic circles below you. The magic circles below the big one have some really interesting symbols. One has the 20 chess piece symbols, and another one has the foretellers and the Masters symbols. Alongside those, there are a couple of symbols we haven't seen before. I'll have them up on screen, though it is a little hard to see some of them with all the different magic circles overlaid on top of each other. I really think some of these will be brought up either in Dark Road or referenced in a future game. One that I do want to point out though is this star circle, which may have connections to the stars in the final world or the stars in the Daybreak Town Tower. When Xehanort's health is depleted, the command Last Ray appears. Sora shoots a blue beam of light to end the fight, but it is somehow stopped before reaching Xehanort. Xehanort raises his Keyblade, causing the Kingdom Hearts behind himself to darken before shooting a beam of darkness at Sora. This overwhelms him, causing him to fall back into the death screen. Sora will float here until you hit a button. Also, if you hear the sound turned on your PS4 controller, you will actually hear Donald and Goofy calling out Sora's name. After a couple hits from some buttons, Trinity appears. A green and blue light fly down towards Sora. As they near him, you can see a red light appearing near Sora's heart. A flash of light appears and Sora opens his eyes to see that he is back again, guarding against the dark beam. Donald and Goofy appear behind him to help and lend him their power to overpower Xehanort with light. And that is all I have for you guys today. While I thought this final battle was a little lacking, I loved the settings. Fighting at the top of this tower and on these detailed magic circles was really interesting and were some really cool set pieces. Anyways, a huge thank you to my patrons who support me. Their names will be on screen right now. Also, the cards on screen show some places where I'm sometimes active, so be sure to follow the links down in the description below to stay connected. If you enjoyed this, click the cards on screen to see some other boss breakdowns. Subscribe or share this and I'll see you in the next video.